Please welcome my very special guest at this time, the very lovely singer-songwriter. Well, how are you?
Hi, I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
You're more than welcome. Now, you've got a passion for music, fashion, dance. This one tickles me. Porridge. What was it like growing up?
Yeah, growing up, I was always surrounded by music. Crazy household, to be fair. Yeah, music's always kind of been my passion, always writing. I loved poetry growing up and always singing. And then I think I started like putting the two together in lockdown when I was about 13. And that's when I first started writing my own songs and posting them. And then kind of got all just went from there, I guess.
So, you started writing when you was 13, and when did you start performing your own material?
Yeah, so I mean, I did a lot of like theatre growing up. So I kind of performed quite a lot, but I think well, I got found by my manager when I was about 15, and then I released my first single in that year, and then I went on to do like a school tour, so that was kind of the first time I like performed my own set, and it was intense because it was like 4 shows a day for like 3 months, but it was so good. I learned so much from it, and I'm really grateful for that experience.
So, how do you describe your particular genre of music?
You know what? I feel like that's such a hard question because I feel like my genre is a bit like everywhere. I never like I think it might be also because I've got ADHD, so I feel like I can never like stick to one specific thing because I'm always like, I don't know, I get obsessed with different types of genres for a while and things. But I definitely think I'm inspired by like the 90s, 2000s pop rock era. I think that definitely influenced me growing up. So it definitely can hear it in my music, I think.
So, who do you say your influences are?
Definitely Avril Lavigne. I grew up on her. Like I literally thought I was her. I had like an orange hairpiece and pretended to sing all her songs. And also like Alanis Morissette and Pink. That whole era was definitely inspiring to me.
What inspires your songwriting?
I think it depends. I mean, obviously life experience and things that I've gone through definitely help. I guess you could say that I kind of use songwriting as a diary or like a journal for me. It kind of helps me like process my own emotions and things. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the things that I've released are all based on like personal experiences and things that I think that other people might have gone through or like feel the same way, and it seems to translate, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, you was discovered when you was 15. Where or how were you discovered?
Yeah, so when I was 13, I started like an Instagram and TikTok account where I just posted all like my singing and all that stuff. And then, yeah, when I was 15, my manager, Peter Prieston, he found me on Instagram, I think it was. And yeah, we just kind of went from there. It was all quite quick. And then I released like my debut single, I think it was in like July of 2022. And then we just kept releasing more music and writing more music.
Cool, cool. Have you got any advice you'd give for anyone who's probably inspired by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think consistency is definitely a massive thing, especially in this industry, especially with like social media and things. I think it's such a great platform to have, even though it can get flooded and negative things can kind of happen on there. I think if you use it to the best potential, you can create. I mean, I wouldn't have like half the opportunities I've had now without like TikTok. And just not caring what other people think. I think if it's something you want to do, don't let anyone else's perceptions of you like hinder your what you want to do.
Now, I mean, I know you've performed 3 times now, is it, on CBBC's Saturday Mashup? What was it like performing on Saturday Mashup?
Yeah, I think it's 3 or 4. Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching the show, so it was definitely like a full circle moment, especially the first time I went on, because I was like looking at the set. I was like, yeah, when I was like 7, I was watching this. Yeah, it was amazing. I love TV as well. I think it's such a cool experience, and I'm quite grateful to like be like a series regular now as well, which is really cool. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back on there soon as well, which will be
Cool.
exciting.
Now, you've experienced quite a lot over the past 3 years, like performance-wise. So what would you say is the most interesting performance you've had so far?
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, I feel like all of them for like different reasons. I definitely enjoyed doing like Reading Pride last year. That was really cool. I think I love Prides as well. I think it's such a nice environment. But also I think going on tour around schools, that was definitely like a life-changing experience for me, I guess. Because I learned so much about like kind of like how to work crowds, and also because I did like a mental health speech as well. And yeah, I mean, I just learned so much from that, and I don't think I would have like had half the skills I have now if I didn't do that.
Yeah. Who would you most like to meet?
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, I'd have to because she was my inspo from day one, but I don't know. I think there's so many different artists I love for different reasons. Like I also love Ray at the moment, even though our genres are like nothing alike. I think she's so cool and so talented. And also Olivia Rodrigo, she's sick as well. I think there's so many different artists for different reasons that I'd love to meet.
I mean, what did it feel like for you performing twice live at the Reading Pride Festival and also at Rainford's Picnic in the Park?
Yeah, I mean, I love performing live. It's such a cool experience, especially. I mean, I think it's great when you get messages like online saying how people love your music and they listen to it, but then when you're performing in real life, seeing people like sing your songs back to you is like a really surreal feeling. And yeah, I mean, you can't really make like oh, it's just the best feeling ever, and I'm really grateful that I'm able to do stuff like that.
Now, where would you like to perform in the future? I know you've got a few plans in the future, but where would you like to perform in the future?
I mean, to be fair, anywhere I would take any opportunity I can to just perform, but I'd love to go on tour again. I mean, going on a world tour would be my dream. But I think there's so many. I mean, Royal Albert Hall is definitely like on my bucket list. I think that would be amazing. I love watching like live performance live performances from there. I think it's amazing. So that's definitely like on the top of my list. But I literally anywhere. I just love performing.
Got any plans to come to East Anglia, perhaps?
Yeah.
Like Essex, we've got Culture Charter Hall, for instance. We've got Chiltern Theatre. A few places here in Essex. We've got places in Norwich as well, and Cambridgeshire and Suffolk as well. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that'd be sick. I'd love to.
It'd be lovely to see it perform live, I must admit. Have you got any plans to release an album?
Yeah, I mean, I've basically finished an album. I think it's just, especially in like the last few months, I feel like my like music's kind of taken a different direction as well. And I'm just trying to find my sound. And I think I don't want to release a whole album until I'm like 100% happy with it. But it's in the pipeline, and I've got a new single coming soon as well. So you never have to worry about not having new music.
And finally, where can people find you on the socials?
Yeah, so you can find me at Belle Rose on all social media platforms, and yeah, I just basically post my whole life, my music, fashion, porridge, literally everything.
I love that. That's tickled me. That really it's spot. Well, thank you very much for your time, Belle. And it's lovely to talk to you. Welcome on the show anytime you want.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.
This show has been a Team Showbiz production.